I'm Christine Katarin.
And I'm Joseph Katarin.
And we live in Fort Worth, Texas. Our son was about 2 months old when he was diagnosed with atopic dermatitis. He was severe from head to toe. He's now 5 and will be 6 in October and lives life fairly normally. That's relative, right? So we've, in the first 6 months of his life, we tried just about every treatment there was available to us. And the Aaron regimen was what was our saving grace. And 5 years later, he hardly uses the cream, but we use it when we need it for those, notorious flare-ups, mysterious flare-ups.
Well, yeah. Drew's our eczema warrior, and I gotta admit that the eczema and the allergies probably comes from my side of the family. Filipino. I have eczema, grew up with it as well. Of course, nothing as bad as what Drew had. Occasional flares, didn't ever know if I was allergic to any foods or not. I love eating. But with Drew having eczema, giving us a realization of how allergies play an impact immune system. It's really opened up our eyes and affected our lifestyle as a family for the better, I think. But now, Drew, like Christine said, Drew is 5, almost 6, and if you looked at him today, you probably couldn't even tell he had severe atopic dermatitis. So, Christine, how did you find the NEA? Because this is mostly, I want to say, a journey where you have led our family.
So I think the first time I ever found NEA was through those long nights of research, just trying to find an answer for what it was that we were dealing with. And I came across National Eczema Association in many searches for different products that were hypoallergenic or contained, minimal ingredients that were safe and effective for infants and whatnot. So I think that was the first time I had ever heard of NEA and the organization. What about you, Jen?
I actually did not hear of NEA until Christine went to the first Eczema Expo in Chicago. I can't remember what year, maybe 2018 or 2017, one of those. But Christine went to the expo to learn all she could about how to combat this disease. While I stayed in a hotel with Drew and our newborn son Drake, and I got FOMO after Christine was sitting through all of these educational lectures, and I really wanted to be a part of it. And luckily, we were able to make it out to Phoenix last year and had a great time interacting with folks and meeting the board, all the leaders of NEA, as well as all of the community, other folks that are just like us. I want to say, when we were at the worst part of our life, I couldn't even imagine. I wasn't even thinking of an organization like NEA because I had my tunnel vision on, and I know Christine did as well, and all we could focus on was, healing our son.
Finding something that worked, that truly worked.
When things calmed down, that's when we were able to, see what else was out there. And fortunately, we're at a point where we want to give back and try to help. So that's why we're involved with NEA and other organizations. So what is some advice you'd like to give people living with eczema or families who are still in that dark time?
I think through connecting with other families who deal with this, in my opinion, horrible skin condition, and I'm sure many will agree, that when you're going through it, the darkest days, even after, because I had really long traumatic nights with our second, and just thinking, oh my gosh, it's gonna attack our second child, and it's gonna come back, and we're gonna have to go through all of this again. But luckily, you know, we did find a treatment, and I knew that the Aaron regimen would have been our saving grace again the second time if we needed it. However, with that being said, being such a dark place, knowing that there's such a huge community with the same anxieties and the same, we're all on different paths, and we take different outlets and whatnot to help treat our symptoms or our child's symptoms and condition, but knowing that there's a community that is supportive regardless of how we go about treating our son, our daughter, or ourselves, our family member, it's nice to know. I didn't understand that until I was on the other side of that dark tunnel, and I see it so much now that I've tried to be an advocate for everybody who is going through it.
Yeah, so and I just like people to know that you're not alone. No matter your darkest days or your struggles, when you have a flare up, you're not alone, and there's somebody going through it with you. And the good thing about NEA, getting the community together, is it connects people so that you know that you're not battling it by yourself, and that there's a trove of resources out there to help you, and hopefully in the future find a cure, long-lasting treatment or whatnot to help the lives of everybody affected by this. So.
You're connected. There's lots of connections, and it's a very open and honest community. So we're very appreciative of all that NEA has offered and helped with countless others.
Thank you.
Thank you.